my channel. Today I am very excited to be addressing my first request video, which is that someone has requested to do a video on my wrapping paper wall, which is right behind me here. It was a DIY project. I did it a couple years ago, and I love having it in my creative space because I am a bit of a wrapping paper addict. This is not even all of the wrapping paper that I have, and I just did a wrapping paper purge. But anyways, it's a really easy project. It looks really cool. It takes up a bunch of wall space, so it's kind of like a graphic punch, and it keeps you organized. So it's kind of a win-win-win, as the Office fans will know, and I'm really excited to show you how to make it. Before we get started, if you're new here, hey, my name is Megan. Welcome to my channel, Colorful Megan. I do home DIYs, decorating, organizing, holidays, all sorts of stuff that fills your life with more color. And I'd love it if you would stick around, so make sure you hit that red subscribe button and ring the bell if you want to get notified when we post a new video. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So obviously, since this is already made and I've had it for several years, I'm not really gonna be able to show you the process of putting it together, but I promise it's super, super easy. So I'm gonna walk you through the steps. You're gonna need two boards that are about 2.5 inches wide. I picked up mine at Lowe's and I had them cut down to size for me. So since there is a gap at the bottom between the floor and where the last wrapping paper roll lands, they're not as long as you might think they are. Mine are 52 inches from top to bottom, and then I put them about a foot-ish off the ground so that there was space underneath. With the 2.5 inches by 52 inches long, I have 15 rolls of wrapping paper on my wrapping paper wall. You can customize this depending on how many rolls of wrapping paper you have, how much of an addict you are, but mine has 15 and I thought it looked nice and substantial enough. You're also gonna need paint. I painted my boards white. You could do any color that you wanted. A drill bits, a measuring tape for sure. You'll need screws and anchors to put them into the wall. I chose gold screws because I have gold curtain rods, so I wanted all the finishes to be the same. But again, you could choose whatever finish matches the curtain rods that you end up with. And for the curtain rods, I literally went to Lowe's and bought 15 of the cheapest little cafe curtain rods that they had in the gold color. You could probably find them on Amazon. I'll try and find similar ones and link them down below to make it easy on you guys. Okay, so let me break down the measurements for you. Like I said, my boards are 52 inches long, and what I did was measure 3 inches in from the top and from the bottom, and that's where I started my curtain rods. So I have 3 inches of clearance on each end, and then from there my rods are spaced 4 inches apart. Honestly, the best way for you to do this is probably to take into account how long your boards are, how many rolls of wrapping paper you are trying to put on them. Give them 4 inches of clearance. As you can see behind me, the 4 inches really makes it to where you could pull and cut on the roll if you wanted to. It's evenly spaced, not too much, not too little. It looks very proportional, so I really recommend sticking with the 4 inches of space between each curtain rod. But you can measure in from the ends of your boards and then kind of divide up from there. So once I figured out how everything was gonna lay, I went through with a pencil and marked every little rod, and then I took the closure, or the little support system, the 2 clips from each curtain rod, and I put it on my board and I circled and I colored in the circle of where I was going to make my drill marks. Since this is wood and it is not, it's a skinny piece of wood and I really didn't want it to crack, I did pre-drill all the holes. So 15 times 2 is 30. I pre-drilled 30 holes on each board so that my screws would go right in and go straight and not crack the board, because I didn't want to have to scrap it and start over. And then before I started putting the curtain rods on, I also decided where I wanted to secure these to the wall. Mine are secured in 3 points: top, middle, and bottom. And once again, I just pre-drilled a hole, except I went all the way through so that I could get my extra long screws to go into the wall and into an anchor and be extra secure. The middle one is actually covered by the middle curtain rod, so you can't even see that one. But the top 2 are about 1.5 inches to 1 inch in from the bottom and the top. So I have all of my holes pre-drilled, curtain rods and where it's going into the wall included, and then all I did was screw in my curtain rods 15 on each side, so it's a lot of drilling. It does take a little bit of patience. And then I just popped it onto the wall. The tricky part about this is definitely going to be making sure that your bars are even. It is going to be a lot of measuring. It's helpful to have a partner or a helper to hold the things to the wall. A laser level would also be really handy, so you could just line up your holes and screw into the wall that way. But that is going to be crucial to making sure your wrapping paper wall doesn't look wonky and weird. So take your time. Do it right the first time. Don't rush through, as tempting as it might be to get to that final product. I am definitely guilty of being the DIYer who just wants to dive right in. But with projects like this, it's definitely worth it just to take your time, measure twice, and have someone there to help you and make sure it's done right the first time. Once it's all painted and drilled, put together and on the wall, it's time to load it up with your wrapping paper. What I usually like to do is put out my fun stuff, and then when it's winter time and Christmas time, and that's when I really go into high wrapping gear, I swap this out with more of my Christmassy patterns. Like I said, I have a lot of wrapping paper. When those after Christmas sales hit, I just like lose control. And when I find a pattern I like, I buy multiple rolls. So yes, I'm a crazy person, but this crazy person built her own wrapping paper wall, so it can't be that bad. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you decide to build one of these in your own home, I would love to see it. Make sure you tag me on Instagram at ColorfulMegan and follow along over there for more behind the scenes, day in the life fun stuff. If you have any questions, make sure you check the description box. I'll be linking as much as I can for the supplies that I used, or similar ones if I can't find the exact, and ask any other questions you might have in the comments, and I promise I'll get to them as soon as possible. But thank you again so much for watching. There are a lot of new people here, and I'm just so thrilled and so thankful that you all decided to hit subscribe and stick around with me. I promise to make it as fun and colorful as possible, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!